We spend so much of our lives introducing ourselves by what we do, our jobs, our roles, and achievements. But if you took all that away, no more careers, no more titles, no expectations, what would you be left with? That's the lens I want to look through today. I'm going to open up by sharing an experience. A couple years ago, I had the honor of working at Yale Med School in New Haven as a research scientist studying PKD in a genetics laboratory, doing preclinical trials on zebrafish, pretty much by myself in the wet lab. I was just kind of left there to tend tend the fish myself, which was very cool. Um, which I'll get it more into in a different episode because I think that is such a cool experience and probably valuable to share with a lot of people. But today, I'm going to be talking about how the broader public saw my position and how they acted when they found out that I was in such what many would consider a prestigious role. And it was really interesting just because when I would go have my daily interactions with people who aren't in academia, like just meeting new people, friends of family, that kind of thing. A lot of times, even if I was just being genuine and having banter and having a good time and just trying to be charismatic and opening up, a lot of these people would be disinterested until, and I would purposely wait. I wouldn't just bring it up. I don't want to boast about my job because for me personally, I didn't really see it as such a big deal. But for all these people, it seemed like it was such a big deal. And as soon as they found out, there was like a light switch that flipped, and all of a sudden they just wanted to talk to me, all like talk my ear off and ask me all these questions about what I do. And all of a sudden, I'm such an interesting person. And it's like, come on, man, like, it's just what I do for work. I don't want to, all of a sudden because now you think I'm cool, like to have this. It just felt so disingenuous most of the time. And I'm not sure if these people even realized that they were being disingenuous because so many people just put your value on what you do for work. And I think it's such a terrible thing to put so much value on your work like that just because, like if you were to drop dead, like your company's gonna replace you the very next day. So for anyone to like be so wrapped up in that can be just very harmful to yourself. It's definitely a much better mindset to be in to just like focus on yourself and non-work related things, right? Growth and change as a person, and important roles and big roles, leadership roles that you get in life are going to be a good thing, and you should use them as like very valuable learning tools to improve yourself and to improve your skills. Um, right, but don't get so locked up in it. Like if I had allowed myself to put so much value on this title, I think when my contract ended, I would have been devastated. But it was really just another stepping stone on a path of what I will consider to be success, right? Like I feel pretty successful right now in where I am, um, both professionally and personally. And I think there's something to be said about like just the universe is working for you, especially if you are on, your personal legend journey or, call it fate, call it destiny, whatever you want. Um, but I definitely feel if you are holding true to yourself, you do definitely find yourself becoming luckier and having more opportunities. It's definitely just something to think about for sure. And right, like keep your head screwed on tight. Don't be careful. Don't let these people take your energy from you. Right, undeserving people who undervalue you, uh, and only want to feel smart or feel important when they're around people who they deem to be of top tier, top level, and it's like there's just so many good qualities and so many people who just don't have the opportunity or the luck to be in specific positions. And just because they are not does not mean they're valued less, right? You should still be talking to these people as though you'd be talking to anyone else. It's just unfortunate that that I got to see that side of people. You know, it's not everyone, but uh, it was more than I thought. It was definitely more people than I thought would change their attitude. Like it was like instant actually, and it was kind of interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen such a drastic, fast change like during a conversation like that. It's sort of similar to, I've noticed that something similar when I like went through my weight loss journey, just from like having long term and childhood obesity, going from like just being someone who people really just completely ignored or afraid to even look at, to someone who like people are wanting to come up to, right? People who they deem as worthy or attractive or smart or whatever. Just like, come on, man. Like, I'm not a different person. I like look a little different, or I might have a different job title, but right, it's again, it's like you're treating these people based on these surface level things and not like right the content of their character, which is just something so easily forgotten in today's age, right? It's just so surface level short film content, right? Like 5 to 15 seconds, you get like your quick impressions, and you don't really get to see who people really are unless you are like spending time to sit down and talk with them, um, with intent and good, right? Good intention, like going into conversations like expecting to learn something, you know, being open to learning anything, right? Because if you're closed off to the possibility of learning anything, then you're going to learn nothing, right? But if you're open to it, then you'll learn everything. And I think that is a beautiful thing to remember and keep in mind. Um, so definitely just a reminder, right? Go throughout your life, being open, willing to have those conversations, willing to hear people. You know, like even if it's something you disagree with, you might like find something fascinating. You might it might lead you onto a different like pathway of research or growth. Um, and also protect your energy, right? Like, even if you're doing that, not everybody else is going to be doing that, and some people are just trying to drain you. So, be careful out there. Uh, it's, I think it's good. I think things are good. Stay safe, everyone. Till next time.